Now, I didn't take the morning off. Yeah, I'm a little late today. But, and my hat is a little bit sideways. Always is. Strange thing. You never know. But, don't care about that. Um, I am currently working on developing some ideas and things. Um, Over the weekend, I started reading the book a lot more in depth. This book, Psychology of Sales, called Reluctance. I got to tell you, this is a godsend. I am still going to be doing the it's almost a variation of their what's it called here, of the thought zapping. Um, I took some of those tests in there. Woo! Didn't realize how really messed up my mindset is on some of this stuff, but that's a good thing to know. So I'm still going to be getting myself pumped up on some things, and when I get one of these evil thought birds trying to land in my head, I'm still going to get up and move around. The Band-Aid does work somewhat, but it is a insufficient method. It's an introductory method. It is a method that really is just a basic surface level. One of my Sunday school teachers used to call it froth on a Coke. But yeah, that's what it is. But it has its short-term abilities, and it's limited in that. So I'm looking for an ultimately longer-term assistance and help to clear all this out and correct it completely. I am so sick of being so hampered and paralyzed by everything. Okay. And again, this comes into play in every area and aspect of my life, and I'm understanding that and realizing that, because as you go through and it's got these little short quizzes, you can call them self-analysis. The just basic, like a 20 question, and it tells you if you're at this number. Yeah, it sounds like a Vogue magazine or one of those stupid magazine quizzes, but it kind of helps you go through it. And as I've gone through it and I read the answers, I'm like, oh crap, where's the camera at? He's been watching me, sort of thing. Because it's true. It's straight up honest, the things that are coming out, and it's being revealed, and I'm understanding where these mindsets are coming from. And as I read the book and I understand, looking back in my own memories and my own life experiences and thinking, oh, didn't realize that had that effect, and didn't realize, yeah, that really kind of, that did slow me down. I didn't realize it slowed me down. It didn't stop me completely, but it slowed me down. The next speed bump stopped me. So it's been helpful. It's been revealing. So I'm suggesting anybody that has this, anybody in sales, don't care if you have call reluctance, a slump. Don't care if you've seen a dip in your production. Get the book and read it. Okay. It's going to be helpful. It's going to be revealing. It's going to be something that you need, whether it be now or in the future. It is going to be necessary. My ultimate thought is, why the heck didn't somebody come up with this sooner? Why did it take so long? Why did it take me 10, 15 years of struggle and pain and frustration and heartache and defeat and bottom dwelling to ultimately find something like this? Okay, I realize that I've had sales in my life for a long time, but the worst part is all the sales managers and directors that I've had just let you down. Just, oh, this is gonna help. This is gonna help. You got to do this. You got to do this. Drink more caffeine. It doesn't. Come on. You got to go to this seminar. This seminar is gonna help. Oh, no, no, no. Go to conference. Conference. You need conference. Spend $300, $500. Spend $1,000 and time of your schedule and go to conference. It just makes you feel worse, and it pumps you up. And then when you get home, you hit the ground. You don't just hit the ground on your butt. You hit the ground on your nose and slide for the next 10 feet. And you're just like, ugh. And it makes the situation worse. So honestly, guys, come on. Really, some of this stuff is it seems so simple, it's so logical. And then some of it you're like, whoa, wow. Now another thing that helped, okay, and I'll probably get into this later too. I'm looking up at my big screen up here. 16personalities.com. 16personalities.com. All right, they have this free test to take. And I was always under the impression you go to this 4-quadrant personality test or whatever, and it's the color thing. Are you green, red, yellow, purple, blue? These different variations, or 6-color variation test. And I always thought that I was in the more green area, the analytical. I have to understand everything, which sometimes I do, but and I fed into that, and that's what kind of drove me towards the programming aspect of things. And I wanted to be a programmer for a while, but I just couldn't feel it, couldn't get it. Okay, and I was fighting myself on it, and I had beat my mindset down and my personality down in such a way that I and it wasn't the world around me, and that's the problem. It wasn't the world around me. It was me doing it to myself. I had beat my personality into a box that it didn't fit. All right, the mold that I was trying to fit around myself was not working, and this personality challenge. Kind of like the book. It was revealing, right? Simply because in some areas and aspects, this nailed me. It just, bam, it nailed me. And I realized that I change, you change your mindsets over time and your personalities change over time, but characteristics at their core do not. So, I realized that I have certain characteristics that I have tried to meld and mold myself and have developed, and I've developed them and successfully so in some aspects and areas. But in some ways, I have just deep sixed myself, just kicked myself right in the shin, and even higher than that, right in the, and it affects you, okay? So, in certain areas, I've realized that I should just embrace my characteristics, my aspects of who I am. And one of those is, definitely, this is it. It's if you want to know the breakdown of it here, let's bring it out here. It says your profile. Oh well, now you're going to be slow. Now you're going to be a pain in the butt, right? Come on, computer. I have it doing too many things at one time. All right. It says your profile is ENTJA, Commander. 69% extrovert, 58% intuitive, 61% thinking, 69% judging and prospecting, 31%, 79% assertive, 29% turbulent. Okay, here's the thing. I definitely see that. Problem is that 31% introvert is trying to fight the 69% extrovert. Okay? The thinking aspect at some point just tries to destroy the extrovert that I am, that I know I naturally am and can be. And I have just allowed myself, not outside forces, I've allowed outside forces to affect my thinking, and then my thinking just takes that extrovert and says, don't move. Same thing with my assertiveness. Okay? I have tried for so long to curb my assertive tendencies, and that is not something I should be doing. So all of this to simply say, your characteristics are God given. And I used to fight myself, and I'd be like, God, why did you make these? What did you do to me? And it's not him. He made me a commander, ENTJ A, analyst. We're strategists. We're tacticians, and I've always, growing up, I didn't I didn't nurture those aspects that I should have, and outside forces didn't either. Which, be what it may. So what? I don't care anymore. I'm beyond that. Here's the thing. Get this test. Go. Just it's pretty simple. 16personalities.com. Take the silly little test, and you'll start to understand what your own characteristics are and how to nurture those and get the best out of those. Because it's been revealing to me in my own life as far as my relationships with my family, with my wife, with my kids. And I've realized for a long time, I have fought those characteristics to the point where it's self-destructive and it's affecting my relationships. Okay? Business, personal, etc. Okay? So I think my wife has looked at me in the last few days and been like, "You're kind of strange today, aren't you?" That's good. But see, this thing is I'm actually starting to now more come into my roles of what I know I should be. Right? And once you do that, uh, you know, and then we can get into ethics and biblical behavior and foundation where all that comes from too. But none of this is contrary or contradictory to Christianity and the faith that we've been given, because it is what God made us to be. What we do with it is our choice, right? But what God made us to be, God made us to be commanders. Just like Joshua. That's my decision. I fought that and fought that and fought that for the longest time. I fought making those decisions. I'd make those decisions and be like, this is what needs to happen. But I'm going to let that slide. And it just gnawed at me and chewed at me and fought at me. Okay? That's not happening anymore. I am deciding that this is what's going to happen, and that's the way I'm going to do it. That's just it. And I'm seeing the beneficial effects. Granted, there's going to be pros and cons to everything, but overall, the beneficial effects in my own mentality and psychology and spirit have just been exploding. All right. One is this. Okay. I made the decision to follow with what my own personality is instead of fighting my own characteristics. It was self-destructive. Okay? So I'm telling you right now, that's what needs to happen in everybody's life. And I would not have found it if God hadn't directed me and said, hey, I've been trying to get you to do this for a long time, but you've been fighting it yourself, you've been fighting me, and you've been fighting it yourself. So that's what he's wanting me to do. So that's what I'm doing. And it's not, and his word has been directing me and guiding me and helping me to understand myself better. And as such, understand my place in his design in his kingdom. Okay? And I love it because it all fits in with what he is designing and desiring for my life. Okay? So, yeah, I know I've been long-winded. God bless. I am a little bit behind on Call Clinic right now. I need to stop talking and just get into it. But here's the thing. I think God has so much more for us once we understand who we are in him and how he created us in our own character. And it's not something to be fought. It's something to be embraced. And in America, we try to level things out and be so equal. not only in our own characteristics, but in our world around us, and everybody has to have an equal outcome. No, that's wrong. That's absolutely immoral. Okay? And for what it's worth, the Chinese, they're trying to emphasize masculinity and how man can be strong, it should be strong. And yes, they got that right. Okay? And they don't try to build on their weaknesses, build on their strengths. And that's what we need to do. And that's what I'm going to do from here on out. And that's just it. I'm going to build on my strengths. All right? So God bless. Love y'all. Have a great day. Let's nail it down. Let's make some stuff happen. All right? Bye.